Hey guys, welcome. So we're another new month and we're diving into branding. Now, this is the month of branding bootcamp, and we're very excited for you guys because really what we're doing this whole month will set the stage for pretty much every single thing in your business. It goes into your messaging, your positioning, how you show up, all of it. So we're very excited to do this with you guys.
And we are going to start with magic and your muse. And this is my favorite, one of my favorites that we cover because it just helped me to see who I was, why people even work with me and who it is that I work best with. So I think you have a worksheet that we're going to go through, Kai, but there is a level 1 and a level 2 to this, right?
Yes. Yeah. So here's the thing. If you were to search the internet, you would find how to find your muse, right? They would call it your target audience, your ICA, your avatar, whatever it is. But we call it your muse. And the reason that we call it your muse is because this should be the person that inspires you to do your best work and that appreciates that best work, right? So that is why we call it the muse. But when you think of level 1 versus level 2, as I said, when you go onto the internet, you're always going to get level 2. And what do I mean by that? Well, whenever somebody does a deep dive into, okay, let's figure out our target audience, they start talking about these things that marketers need, like to run ads and everything, but it's actually could be detrimental to your business if you're skipping level 1. And so level 2 looks like this. Hey guys, figure out, how old your avatar is, what color hair does she have, where is she shopping, what does he love to do, what is he doing for work, how much money are they making, et cetera, et cetera. These are all great after you have an established audience or you're very well connected to a group of people that this is my people, right? And the reason why I say that is because level 2, you should actually be looking at who you're already serving and looking at the average, right? Like, so if I'm looking at a group of 100 people, 60 of those people are this. Okay, and now we're going to plug it in and then we're going to test it out. So sometimes that's not even accurate. With everything, you start somewhere and you just keep learning and you level up. Now, the reason why I don't like to start here, and I think that it really hurts a lot of businesses, is because essentially you're guessing. If you don't have an audience, or you're kind of in the middle of still growing that audience and you've been guessing what to post and how to say things, you're going to have like a whole mixture of people who are attracted to you. And that's not bad, but then to take this whole lot of people who just happen to be following you because maybe they found a funny reel or a great post you did, and now they're just happen to be in your group, and then to make a decision on who my audience is, that's really putting you into a corner and not really highlighting why people should be coming to you. So we're going to take you guys through level 1. And I will just let you know right now, the biggest mistake people make is skipping this level. Yes. And this level is really what establishes, your messaging, your positioning, and actually is how you really should be niching down. And I know that word scares a lot of people. So really quickly, when we talk about this messaging, positioning, niching down, and we're talking about level 1, when we do level 1, which you're going to jump into right now, when we talk about niching down, it isn't about niching down what my audience looks like, that type of thing. Niching down is who is the person that wants what I have? What is the problem that I solve? Because here's the thing. If I go to Nike, it's not only 35 to 45-year-old men, right? You've got 16-year-old kids buying Nikes. You got 60-year-old women buying Nikes. You got all of it. So did they niche down? Yes, they did, because they are talking to a specific audience who aspires to be a certain way, right? Have a certain image, whether they want to be more powerful, whether they want to be stronger, whether they aspire to be athletic, whatever that is. And they're also solving a specific problem, right? And so understand that that's really what niching down is. And so that's why we start here in your level 1, and we don't skip to all the demographics just yet. Do you have anything you want to add before we jump in?
No, I think the target audience is often, it is an ad directive. So if you think of all the demographics, that's just you being able to go find that specific person and their stats out there. So I like to say, like, Muse is more about that problem, your magic, how you're going to solve why they're attracted to you. And then level 2 is your ad targeting. If you were to go find that person on ads, is essentially what it all boils down for me.
Yeah. And that's like filtering, right? But
yes,
like you can't just start with level 2 and you can't only have level 1, but level 1 is the basis of everything in your business. Exactly. Everything. And it's usually the thing that everybody skips.
Yeah.
Right?
So let's see what this worksheet is.
Okay. So before we dive into the worksheet, let's talk about this really quickly. The first thing we're going to be talking about, we said we're going to be going over your magic and your muse. So your magic is what is your superpower, and who wants that superpower? That's where you find your magic. So just let's give you a really quick definition. A lot of times when you ask people, hey, what is it that you do? They start listing their skills. Right. And so when I ask somebody, hey, what's your magic? Oh, I'm a really good website developer. That's not your magic. That's what you do. That is a skill set. And so your superpower, and let me bring it up right now so you guys have a bit more of an idea of what we're looking at here. But your superpower is really that next level, right? So here's some questions for your skill. What are you good at? What will people pay you for? What do people often ask you to do for them? Right? So why are they coming to you? And then what do you enjoy doing? And do you do it well? Right? And so this, if you're a product person, you might be like, none of this applies to my product. It doesn't matter, because what does your product do well? You can look at it from that perspective as well, right? So what is this product really good at doing? What will people pay for from this product? Like, what is the result they're looking for? These are like skill sets, if you think about it. And if you are the brand behind your product, this is you, okay? Mm-hmm. Now, the next part of that is the superpower. Now, this is that next level up. Now, this is where you look at all the people who come to you, right? Friends, family, coworkers, past, clients, whatever that looks like. And you now we're starting to draw conclusions, right? So what do they always say about you? And they're always like, oh man, Tessa, you're just so good at making this stuff simple. Or, you're so good at taking all of the nonsense in my head and making it clear on a website, right? Like that's her superpower. She can do these things, right? But there's also a type of person that is attracted to Tessa, right? Yes, a very specific type of person. Well, and I can give like you a superhero.
No, but I do think that I've come doing this worksheet. This is by far one of the pieces that has helped me the most, that I can see my skill set is that I'm very tech savvy. My superpower is that I can help people who aren't tech savvy to get through the tech pieces in their business. And so when I realized that, I could mold my offerings to be attractive to those people and to really help with their business setup, so, and then that magic that it all comes together, which we're not showing yet, but that's the magic where those two meet in the middle. So right. But I think that if you do this worksheet and then ask other people, when I started asking people, what do you think my best skills are? What do you come to me for? It was a totally different answer than I thought.
Mm-hmm. And so some of you are thinking, I don't have people yet. It's okay. This is where you're going. Like your skill set is your skill set, right? There is already a strength there. So you already can do this part. And then you can look at this superpower and just think about, like, guess who is it? There is a reason that you made this product. There is somebody that you had in mind, whether it's yourself a year ago, yourself 10 years ago, whatever that looks like, you can answer it from this perspective. And as we say, everything is a work in progress, right? So everything you do will always be, okay, here's where I'm starting. And then as you get more information, you're pivoting, you're reevaluating, and you're moving forward. Okay. So do what you think these are. And then from there, you're going to see that's where the magic happens. When you find the person who wants your skill set, but values the superpower, and you'll see that in the next page. then you'll understand that you have more to offer than I just design websites. Right?
And they pay you for that. They'll pay more for that than they will for just your skills. If that makes sense, you're going to be compared price-wise for skills or product-wise for pricing on your product. So what is it that makes you stand out? That's your superpower and your magic.
Exactly. So now how does that pertain to your muse? How do you find your muse once you figure this piece out? Well, really think about that, right? So when we go here, magic, that's where the magic happens, right? Is what they need help with, plus the type of person that you serve best. And that is where the magic happens. So what does that look like? So for example, so Betty is our person, right? Our entrepreneur, and her magic is listening, making sense of the chaos, making her customers feel at ease and cared for. Now that just might seem like, oh, I mean, how does that matter in business? But it matters a lot in business because she does business a specific way and she works with specific type of people. So you can see that right here. Betty's perfect customer is probably usually confused and having trouble pinpointing their needs. They're frustrated and, and they need someone to make it simple and clear. And, it's also someone who wants connection and to feel like they aren't just another client. So it's somebody who's looking for more of the hands-on experience. Like, I want you to hold my hand through this process and really explain it to me in language that I understand. So this person is not going to go to somebody who's like, okay, give me all of your work and I'm going to do it. And then I'll turn it around and I'm just going to deliver it to you. No, they want somebody who's going to be like, hey, we're going to walk through this together. And I'm really going to help you to understand what this looks like. We're going to lay it out first. Now, all of a sudden, even what I'm selling is different from just the website, right? I'm selling a process. I'm selling an experience. So really understand that's how you find your muse. Like I said, what is the problem that you are solving? So for example, let's say that you create, I'm just sorry, this is the top of my head, right? A dating app. So what is the problem that these people are experiencing? Because there's a lot of dating apps, but what is it that your people are experiencing? They're probably experiencing the fact that they've gone through like 5 or 10 of them and none of them have worked, right? They're probably like, there is a common denominator that you're already solving for. And that's why you created that app, that product, that service in the first place. So that's the thing that you have to put out there. Not, hey, I'm just a website designer. It's like, hey, this is what we're going to do. And this is what our process looks like. You've always wanted someone who could really take what's in your head and put it onto a screen. And I'm that person. It's very different than, hey, come get a website done. Now, all of a sudden, people are only looking at prices.
Yes. All right. So let's take a look at our moves for this week. So you're going to complete the superpower worksheet, which will be your magic and your muse. And you're going to let us know in the group for move 2, let us know in the group who your magic and your muse is. And number 3 for our moves is to actually go study those people. So you're going to go take a look at your muse out on the internet. If that's on Facebook, we have a method, the C method, which is study, engage, and educate. We're going to just do the beginning, which is study. So you're going to go to groups, Facebook groups where your muse is hanging out and just look at how they're talking about things. How are they wording problems that they have? What are the key words you're seeing? Just study them. And you don't have to do the whole C method. Just write down some observations about your audience over there. And maybe if there are questions that come up for you about that target audience, jot those down as well. But logging the groups that you're hanging out with in a spreadsheet, a really easy spreadsheet, is a great way to kind of start building up this understanding of your muse.
Yeah. And also, guys, next week, we have a little surprise for you. So do not miss the mastermind. It's going to be very fun.
It's going to be awesome.
So we will see you all then.
All right. Thanks.